To you by Bud Light. Here we go. Tyler Haddon kicks off to begin the game here today. Tag level right. On a return for Utah State, and he is absolutely tattooed and crushed at the 19-yard line. Decleated. 20-yard return. A thunderous hit on special teams. Kawika Borden, what a hit that was. Time now for the Sonic quarterback profile. Daryl Garrettson Arch is the true freshman starter, second career start here today. And he'll throw on first down. Screen pass. JoJo Natson has a nice pickup. About 8 yards on the first down play. Starting lineups for Utah State. For the Aggies, Joey DiMartino broke out in the Utah State's last game, a career best 144 yards, 4 total touchdowns, and a win over the Lobos of New Mexico. Offensive line lost Kyle Wimpy for the year with a torn ACL. His identical twin brother Kevin is now a big leader up front. Second down. DiMartino, his first carry, and he stopped shy of the marker. Third down coming up, no gain there. For Hawaii defensively, like many of the Hawaii players, Bo Yap, a native of Oahu. His dad Boyd played at Hawaii as well. Linebackers are paced by Brendan Daly, leads the Warriors in total tackles and tackles for loss with 9.5 this year. And the secondary, watch out for Naquan Phillips. He has 2 picks on the season for the Rainbow Warriors. 0-7 this year, 0-5 in the Mountain West. They have not won a game since the finale of the 2012 season, December 1st of last year against South Alabama. Third down, Garrettson play for Keegan Anderson. Has the catch outside of 30, 5 first down for Utah State. Keegan, the son of Gary Anderson, former head coach here, who is now the head man in Madison at Wisconsin.
And this is what you're going to see. They brought in extra offensive linemen, third and short situation. You're expecting it to be some type of a power inside. Keegan Anderson off of the play action, sneaks up into the flat, picks up their first down.
Garrettson over the middle. Flag flies. Reynolds made the catch and just got whacked. Naquan Phillips gets up from that hard hit, and we might have a targeting call here potentially. Let's take a look.
A quick slant inside position. You see he's able to take a couple steps, and he gets popped right there under the chin. And to me, you know, he's easily taking some steps. That doesn't look like a defenseless position if that's what they're contemplating right here.
Morrell Jackson, Arch, who had a pick against USC season opener for Hawaii, was the one who laid that lick on Travis Reynolds, the senior from Lauderdale Lakes, Florida.
Personal foul. Hitting defense number 10. 15-yard penalty. Automatic down. By rule, number 10 is disqualified.
Wow. Morrell Jackson has been disqualified from the game for the first series. Here is the brand new rule. A 15-yard penalty for initiating contact with the crown of the helmet. Player protection, especially above the shoulders, Arch, is the key from the Rules Committee, Rule 913 and 914. The severity of that targeting call will be reviewed here, and that can be overturned. On the field, it was called targeting with ejection. The ejection can be dropped. The targeting 15-yard personal foul will stand regardless.
And in my eyes, it looked like the receiver, he was able to take a couple of steps. That's Travis Reynolds. And to me, that doesn't look to me like it's a defenseless position. And so as a free safety right there, you're trying to come in, make a tackle. To me, that's arguable on whether or not that should be targeting. I have pretty strong opinions on the rule itself anyways, but to me, I would be pretty disappointed and pretty upset if I'm Norm Chow and I lose my free safety at the beginning of the game because he's coming up trying to break up a slant pattern after the catch, and he has to leave the ball game.
Quickly, here comes the call.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 2 is disqualified.
Wow. There's a call from Brandon Cruz, our referee for today, and there goes Morel Jackson playing, as you can see, with that heavy wrap on his left hand. He missed last week's game at home in Honolulu against Colorado State because of the hand injury, and he is done. Charles Clay, the transfer from SMU, is his backup at free safety.
I just think this is tough. Right there, that's 2 guys, and he's running. Travis Reynolds is running after the catch. He takes 2 steps before Jackson delivers the blow. This is a very ambiguous rule, and they're going to have to try and find a way to clean this up before next season. But it's had an effect on games so far in 2013.
JoJo Natson makes a nice cutback. We'll see a lot of JoJo, or Bruce, a.k.a. JoJo, the nifty, swift-footed running back and wide receiver. He's only 147 pounds, despite the fact, as Matt Wells, the head coach, told us yesterday, they've done everything to try to keep the weight on JoJo. It's not easy at 5'7". A false start for Utah State will back him up 5.
False start. Offense, number 95. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Arch, let's check in with your accurate keys to success.
Well, for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, when they get the ball in offense, they have to get out of the blocks. They've dug themselves a hole. They've had to rely on fourth-quarter comebacks that have fallen short. You got to start fast against this defense. And for the Aggies, you got to protect this house. This defense is great. At tackles for loss and sacks, you got to protect your quarterback.
A long run for Joey DiMartino. Charles Clay eventually caught up with him. 16-yard gain.
Now, DiMartino, this is a guy inside. Anytime he gets a chance to get a shoulder square, great vision to see the cutback, and a nice block out there by his tight end, Keegan Anderson, to get him upfield at the next level.
Clay is the backup, replacing Morel Jackson, ejected from the game here in the first quarter. Play fake. Garrettson, some pressure, nearly intercepted. Van Leeuwen almost made a catch. Juggled around and eventually falls incomplete. TJ Timatsuia, 5th on the team in tackles, made a nice play there. Junior for Hawaii.
That one easily could have been a pick 6. And anytime you have a wide receiver who's crossing outside and you throw it outside the numbers, you throw that ball behind in a man-to-man coverage situation, that could easily be a pick 6. They were very fortunate right there that the Rainbow Warrior defense didn't pick that ball off.
On 2nd down, screen play, JoJo Natson makes a catch. He's dropped right away. John Hardy Tuliao, the senior from Temecula, California, near San Diego, makes a play. Nicely done there by Hawaii, loss of 4.
And you can see the Aggies' conservative game plan. They're not going to try and throw the ball downfield too much early in this game. They want Garrettson to get some confidence. You've seen a couple of screen passes, some shallow crossers. But they want to make sure that he gets comfortable and gets the concepts down that he likes to throw.
3rd down. Pressure coming. Pass brought in. Down to the 15-yard line. Reynolds climbs the ladder. A gain of about 13 for Travis Reynolds. Apparently is fine after taking that heavy hit by Morel Jackson. The chains move. Officially a 14-yard pickup for Reynolds, who's got 3 TD catches this year. He's now got to catch an 18 straight gain for Utah State. Jumbo set. DiMartino on 1st down, runs left. Is dropped shy of the 10. A gain of 3 for DiMartino, the senior from San Diego.
And going back to the play right before, the middle receiver right here, you're going to see this is just a really nice job of Garrettson reading the underneath defender. He jumps up on the shallow crosser. He understands that the window is going to open up, and he's able to hit his guy for a big pass downfield.
The 11th play of the drive. 6 pass, 4 runs so far. 2nd down, little play fake. Garrettson some trouble, throws it away wisely, avoids the sack. or anything resembling an interception there for Utah State. Garrettson, an alum of Chandler High School, the same high school a guy named Adam Archuleta attended. In fact, Utah State Arch has 4 Chandler High alums.
Yes, it's been known to be a juggernaut, a powerhouse, Dave.
Red zone being brought to you by Verizon. I'm going to hit you on that again, Arch. Get ready. There's more coming, buddy. 3rd down here. Garrettson passes. Nanson's got it. Back to the end zone. Touchdown, Utah State for JoJo Nansen from 11 yards out.
Well, you mentioned earlier JoJo Natson. They play him at running back here in the last couple of weeks, and that's because they love his speed to the edge and the matchups out of the backfield against linebackers that they really felt they could exploit coming into this game.
Whistles and flags before Nick Diaz can try the PAT. 33 of 34 on PATs so far this year. A junior kicker from Redondo Beach, California.
Offside. Defense went into the neutral zone, caused a reaction by the offense. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
For Utah State. Already a wild start. Morrell Jackson ejected on the first drive. And Utah State cashes in. JoJo Natson, a TD catch, 7-0 Aggies.
College football on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. By DQ. The home of fan food, not fast food. And by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Spectacular new weight room here at Utah State. Just opened for all student athletes this season. $6.5 million, 26,000 plus square feet. The largest weight room in the Mountain West. Fresno State is next at 12,500 square feet. Not bad. Thompson kicks off right through the end zone. That is Jake Thompson, the true freshman kickoff man.
Well, this Rainbow Warrior defense, they like to pressure. You're going to see both linebackers right here. TJ Tamatuia and Art Laurel, number 41, pressure inside. And JoJo Natson, the wide receiver, is lined up in the backfield. That's a bust. They blitz. Nobody picks him up out of the backfield. That's an easy read for the quarterback, Daryl Garrettson, to score that touchdown. You got to be more assignment sound on defense to avoid those easy TDs.
John Schroeder starts the game. It didn't transfer. Takes a shot. Looks for Gant downfield. No flag. Maurice Alexander and Lawson on coverage. Sonic quarterback profile. Hawaii has started 3 different quarterbacks this year in a winless season. Most productive has been Sean Schroeder. Transfer from Duke coming off a career best game of 349 yards passing in that loss to CSU last week. 2nd down, drag round over the middle. And a catch made by the very impressive, intriguing story of Scott Harding. He is from Australia, plays wide receiver. He punts and is a punt returner, the only such player in the FBS. Rugby-style punter, left and right-footed. 1st down play, over the middle again. Harding again has got a 2nd catch. Offensive line has an import as well, Bendu from Auckland, New Zealand. The sophomore, big and strong at 6'3", 300. There is Harding. Right in the middle. 6 years a pro Aussie rules football player. Stephen Lakalaka has his first carry. Tyler Fackrell and Jake Dowdy helped make the tackle defensively for Utah State. As we talked about, offensive line Hawaii. Player to watch is Bendu, right guard. So there's center Ben Clark, sophomore from the Denver area. Has started all 19 games of his career for the Rainbow Warriors. 3rd and short. Cohen's in motion. Laka gets the carry and does have enough for the first down for Hawaii. Gain of 2 for Stephen Laka, redshirt freshman from Honolulu. Had 30 yards last week in the loss to Colorado State. Another nail-biter for the Rainbow Warriors. They've had 3 games in their last 4, go down to the last play. All losses. First down, Schroeder over the middle, man, wide open. A big catch for Donnie King Jr. The junior from Oahu has his 9th catch of the year. Gain of 35.
And you see the tempo, short passes over the middle, but they exploit. This is cover 2 right here, the sweet spot right inside the safety, and he's able to hit the big play downfield.
First down, Laka. Looks for room right, and Kyler Fackrell shuts the door on the freshman running back for Hawaii, gain of 2.
And you can see this is cover 2. You see Maurice Alexander get out to the hash, but the other safety out there, Brian Sweet, he's way outside the hash marks by the number, and you get a streaking wide receiver right down the middle of the field. Nice strike from Schroeder to hit his guy.
Second down, delay handoff, Laka tries the middle, nothing doing there at all. Overwhelmed almost immediately there by Josh Romero, defensive end, a freshman from Santa Springs, California.
In this offense, they've struggled a little bit this year, to say the least, only averaging 75 yards per game on the ground, and this is a defense that doesn't give up yards on the ground very well, so they've got to make every time they run, it's got to count against this defense.
Third down, Schroeder, end zone, incomplete. Looking there for Billy Ray Stutzman, who has 4 touchdown catches this year for Hawaii from a Z receiver spot. Billy Ray missed the start of the season after an off-season car accident prevented him from attending fall camp for Hawaii. So here comes Tyler Haddon, 6 for 9 on the year. He'll try a 32-yarder officially here, as long as 48. Exactly what the Rainbow Warriors needed on the road. A team that has not won on the road since 2011, a game at Idaho. Since then, 10 straight road losses. It's been a very tough run for the great football state of Hawaii. But they've got 3 points thanks to the field goal there by Tyler Haddon. It is a little chilly, but apparently not that cold for the Utah State faithful here in beautiful Logan, Utah. Arch, my first trip here to this part of the state. What a drive that was from Salt Lakes Airport through the mountain pass. Just tremendous scenery. Saw a little snow falling.
Yeah,
it's special.
It was beautiful, but you've been on the road quite a bit. You've seen a lot of beautiful parts of the country so far this season.
We'll get more on that at GoRVing.com later in the show. Don't you worry. Norm Chow's got to be pleased because at least he got 3 out of the drive to make it 7-3. Tyler Haddon kicks off. Take level right. Lets that go for a touchback. Utah State gets it at its 25. And as we talked about our top of the broadcast, what a tough year it's been as we check the icy hot injury report for Utah State. Of course, the great Chucky Keaton, Heisman candidate, injured against BYU on our air a couple weeks back. DJ Tialabea, Matt Wells, head coach, Arch told us yesterday, maybe the biggest loss, great emotional leader starting tight end.
And you look at those 4 players, major parts of this offense. I mean, these guys did so much in their own ways, and it's he's been tested so far as his first year as a head coach. Adversity, that's having some adversity on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's first down. Play fake for the true freshman. Garrettson lets it go. Van Leeuwen brings it in. A great catch for Travis Van Leeuwen inside the 30. On the go route. Naquan Phillips could not keep up with Van Leeuwen. A gain of 48. Good pace, Utah State. DiMartino plows through traffic. As we saw in the icy hot, he is taking over for Joe Hill.
And Van Leeuwen has probably been the most consistent wide receiver here of this season. You see just the stop and go, play action pass. Garrettson rolls all the way to the right side, throwback, and again, a nice job of getting that separation downfield from Travis Van Leeuwen. And he's not the fastest guy, but he always seems to find a way to get behind the defense. Here he goes again, another big play on the season.
Third on the team in catches. And a career best 100-plus yard game in the season opener against Utah. Second down, DiMartino looks for room off left tackle, drives the legs ahead inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Phillips and Art Laurel in on the stop defensively for Hawaii. Art had a safety on our air in August to begin the season at home against USC. And Art, you look at the body of work from Hawaii. They've come so close. Games that have gone right down to the last play. They just haven't been good enough to win. They're a great fourth quarter team. They've rallied. Can today be their day?
And that's the problem. They've started so slow and they've let teams get so far ahead. They've needed these Herculean efforts in the fourth quarter and they fell short.
Pressure on third down. Garrett's in trouble. Incomplete. Van Leeuwen the closest to it. We'll see Nick Diaz here. Diaz has had a field goal block, Arch, in 3 straight games, and Matt Wells told us that was a big key of emphasis in practice during the off week to make sure it doesn't happen again. This will be a 40-yard try. 9 for 13 on the year. Long of 45 for Diaz. And he's got it. 10th made field goal for the junior from Southern California. His first career attempt last year against New Mexico State was a career best 53-yarder. Had a great start to his kicking career for the Aggies. His head coach loves it. 10-3.
Brent Stover in New York on CBS. Georgia, Florida. Todd Gurley catch and run, 73 yards, his second touchdown of the day. He missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury. He's since been taken to the locker room. They say it doesn't have to do with the ankles. He's just gassed. Back out to you guys.
All right, Brent, thanks. They certainly need him. Florida's defense, one of the best in the country. Georgia's defense has not been so good. Jake Thompson kicks that right through the end zone. Diosemy St. Just has no chance for return. Hawaii gets it at its 25. Arches, we check the Enterprise picks to watch.
Yeah, this is a matchup that I'm excited to watch throughout the course of this game. Chris Gant has been on fire. You see his stats. With the last 4 games, 22 catches, 467 yards for a touchdown. And Nevin Lawson, he has designs at playing cornerback at the next level. Their best man-to-man coverage guy. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch and see who ends up on top throughout the game.
First down. Laka. Strong run off left tackle. Runs over a couple of Utah State tacklers before Maurice Alexander polishes him off. Gain of 9. For the freshman running back, Hawaii had hoped to have Joey Iosefa at 6'2", 245, the junior, their top back. Returning today, he will not, Hawaii tells us. Could play next week at Navy. Second down and short. Laka tries the right side. Does have a first down. Fackrell stands him up. Some help from Alexander. Gain of 4. Stephen Laka, the redshirt freshman, leading rusher for Hawaii, entering play today.
And this has been a point of emphasis. Coach Chow told us that they have to run the football. It's been a struggle this year, but they've got to make it count when they do.
Schroeder feels some heat over the middle. Evans cannot bring it in. Clark Evans, the tight end at 6'4", 220, used all that height and weight. Couldn't quite climb the ladder for the one-handed grab incomplete.
And this one was there. Evans had inside position right there on the cornerback. No underneath coverage, and that's one that Schroeder has to put on him. That was an opportunity for a catch and run.
Second down. Kemp can't make the catch at the 40. Marcus Kemp, good coverage by Quentin Burr defensively. The senior from Miami. 3rd and 10 here for Sean Schroeder. As you saw a moment ago, top of your screen, 4 straight 300-yard passing games. All of his career bests have come this year. 3rd down for the lefty. Feels some heat. Gets it off to Laka. He's got to make a nice move in the open field. Jake Dowdy wrestles him down hard. A gain of 4. Got to the 42, shy of the first down marker. Hawaii's got a punt. And this could be interesting because Scott Harding, their rugby-style kicker, comes out. As we talked about, a 6-year professional Australian rules career. He's from Brisbane, Australia. He will not do a straight punt, but he's also the punt returner, only in the nation. He's 27 years old. JoJo Natson back deep to receive. There he goes. Tries for the end-over-end kick, which he'll get. Gets a nice roll again. That's his forte. And it's inside the 15, down to about the 12. Utah State, Daryl Garrison, true freshman quarterback. Get it back when we return. A nice kick by the Aussie. So many accolades, so much success, national championships as an assistant coach, Heisman Trophy winners for Norm Chow, but 0-9 on the road as a Hawaii coach. One Mountain West win. Arch, updated. Southern Miss lost again today to Marshall, 61-13, so they've got the nation's longest FBS losing streak, 20 in a row. Miami, Ohio has changed coaches, 0-8 in the MAC, 12 straight. Georgia State lost again. Some of the games in their current streak were in the FCS. They moved to FBS this year. And UConn winless as well. And then there's Hawaii, 7-game losing streak. They've lost 10 straight road games, trying to break through. As Coach Chow told us, we are discouraged, but not beaten yet. DiMartino tries to turn the corner, makes a nice move as he gets a couple yards for Utah State. Gain of 3 for the senior from San Diego.
And you're going to see this Hawaii defense. They like to change up their fronts. They mix it up from a 4-man front to a 3-man front, trying to give the offensive line a lot of different looks. And so for an offensive line that has had a lot of cohesiveness, a lot of starts together, the communication is key. Where do I identify where my assignment is so I can go out there and play fast?
Now we see a Salmatoni SA, captain, one of their best. Garrettson on second down. Reynolds been busy in this first half. Took a late hit. And add 15 yards now to this Utah State drive.
Yeah, this one was blatant. He was about 3 yards outside, almost outside the white part of the sideline.
After the play was over, personal foul. Defense number 25, late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Anthony Pierce, Arch. His dad, Antonio, former great linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah, that's a freshman right there. And like I said, he's way outside. And that one's pretty blatant. And this is the second time, maybe the first time on that targeting I don't agree with, but you've given this Utah State offense, the Aggies, 2 15-yard personal foul penalties early in this game.
Garrettson, screen set up, and then throws that away with some pressure coming. 2nd and 10 coming here for Daryl Garrettson. And we had a nice chat with Matt Wells yesterday about his true freshman. He's very impressed, Arch, with this youngster's game management, taking care of the ball. Had a couple of picks in his debut against Boise State on our air, but played well 2 weeks ago against New Mexico.
And the thing they love, whether it's the coaching staff or even his offensive lineman, he's got a swagger. He's got a confidence and really feels like he has what it takes to be the leader of this offense.
Van Leeuwen on a screen is dropped right away. Defensive play there for Hawaii. D. Magid, the junior from Tacoma, Washington, has his first tackle of the game. It's a loss of 1 for Utah State.
And you've seen the screen game so far today for Utah State. Hasn't really worked very well. So the Rainbow Warriors on defense doing a nice job beating the one-on-one blocks on the edges, and they're able to make the tackle.
Garrettson, lots of time. Over the middle, Reynolds makes the catch. Travis Reynolds, leaping tacklers, still on his feet, dragging the Rainbow Warriors forward inside the 30 to the 28. Gain of 36, a big pickup for Matt Wells and the Aggies.
Big time throw and catch right here between Garrettson and Reynolds. Art Laurel, the inside linebacker, was underneath, and Garrettson had to put that ball in a perfect spot downfield. Excellent execution in a 3rd and long situation.
Garrettson on first down. Van Leeuwen on a catch. Drops inside the 20. John Hardy to Leal, and Phillips make the play.
Yeah, you're going to see him right here, and he's going to go over the middle. You're going to see this linebacker right here. The throw to get that ball over number 41, the linebacker, was absolutely perfect. That was great inside coverage and nice body adjustment on the inside by Reynolds to come down with a catch.
4 catches, 67 yards already for Travis Reynolds. JoJo Natson gets the carry, runs left. All 147 pounds of him. Tavita Woodard eventually makes the play defensively. He had a career best 11 tackles earlier in the year against UNLV. One of several heartbreaking, soul-crushing losses for Hawaii. That was a field goal at the gun to beat Hawaii in Vegas after a drive got extended for UNLV with a face mask call with less than a minute left. Gave him 15, put him in field goal range. Just so tough this year for Hawaii. Second down, DiMartino keeps on trucking, makes a couple tackles, and has a nice pickup inside the 15-yard line. Charles Clay, the SMU transfer, is taken over from Morrell Jackson, ejected today. Free safety makes the play defensively.
In this front seven, they've done such a great job getting to the quarterback and penetrating at the line of scrimmage. But if there's one place this defense has struggled, that's tackling. 20 missed tackles last week against Colorado State. They've averaged about 19 missed tackles in the last 4 games. Right there, they had an excellent chance of making the play on the line of scrimmage, but DiMartino with a nice stiff arm that allowed him to get to the edge and get upfield.
That is the end of the first quarter. And a great start for Utah State. And Coach Wells thinking about a Mountain West championship. Utah State has a lead. On Hawaii, you're watching college football on CBS Sports Network.